The Royal Rumble is undoubtedly the biggest opportunity for WWE superstars every year, with the winner getting a World Championship match at Wrestlemania. Thus, it's no surprise some superstars will do just about anything to get into the match, even if they're not officially in. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 7 wrestlers who stole another wrestler's spot in the Royal Rumble. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 1. Marche in the 1999 Royal Rumble. A pity Charles Warrington, aka Headbanger Marche, aka Chaz, a talented wrestler who was saddled with the awful gimmick of beaver cleavage after his tag team partner Headbanger Thrash was put on the shelf thanks to an injury. After the angle was universally reviled by WWE fans and critics, Marche was repackaged as an abusive boyfriend who found himself targeted for locker room justice. Yeah, a much better gimmick than a person who lusts after his mother. Okay, maybe it's not. The storyline played out until it was revealed that his storyline girlfriend had set him up, and all was well again as Marche was reunited with Thrasher and the Headbangers went back to tag team action. In 1999, Marche drew number 11, only for big man Mabel to attack him backstage, throwing him into a wall before stealing his spot. As bad as this was for Marche, it proved even worse for Mabel. Mabel started off strong, eliminating one opponent after another, only for the lights to go out and the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness to attack. The Acolytes and Midian beat Mabel down while Paul Bearer and the Undertaker directed traffic, with Mabel being taken backstage. Mabel would then transform into the Ministry's latest servant, Viscera. Surprisingly, being one of the largest athletes in Royal Rumble history, Mabel has never had a strong opportunity to win it. Number 2. Lowdown at the 2001 Royal Rumble. 2001 saw the WWE add a twist to the Rumble when tag teams Lowdown of Chaz and D'Lo Brown battled Kaientai to earn a spot in the Rumble. Like we mentioned before, Chaz was Marche repackaged with a new gimmick and paired with former Nation of Domination member D'Lo Brown. Although Lowdown got the win, they found out just where they stood in the WWE pecking order when Mr. McMahon took their spot in the Rumble and replaced them with quite the unlikely entrant, Drew Carey, or as Tiger Ali called him,
Drew Carey.
At the time, Carey was promoting his Improv All-Stars pay-per-view, so he popped into the Royal Rumble. After seeing Trish Stratus backstage, Carey seemed ready for a different type of improv, but Stratus, who was in a storyline relationship with Mr. McMahon at the time, politely declined his offer to trade up. If I was Trish, I would have picked Mr. McMahon too. Anyway, Mr. McMahon walked in and seemed none too pleased with Carey's amorous advances towards Trish, so when Carey asked McMahon for advice on promoting pay-per-views, McMahon invited him to try some improv by appearing in the Rumble. With some encouragement from Trish, Carey agreed and Mr. McMahon gave Carey Lowdown's spot. Carey entered at number 5, only for Kane to enter at number 6. Things looked bleak for the future Price is Right host, but when Raven entered the match, Carey climbed over the top rope, eliminating himself and saving his neck so he could be inducted into the WWE's Hall of Fame Celebrity Wing in 2011. Number 3. Test at the 2004 Royal Rumble. 2004 was an epic Royal Rumble, with Chris Benoit starting off at the number 1 spot and surviving all the way through to win the event. Along the way though, there were some other memorable moments, including the mystery attack on entrant number 21. Test's name was announced, but no one came out while his music played, and when the cameras went backstage to find out what happened, Test was seen lying unconscious as WWE officials checked on him. Raw's authority figure, Sheriff Steve Austin, found the perpetrator and ordered him to take Test's spot. The fans finally discovered Test's replacement when Mick Foley's music played and Mrs. Foley's baby boy ambled out to the ring, attacking arch-nemesis Randy Orton. Foley lay into Orton before clotheslining the Legend Killer and himself over the top rope, eliminating both of them. For a more definitive list of those who eliminated themselves, be sure to check out our video in the top right corner. But this confrontation would set the stage for WrestleMania 20, where Foley teamed with The Rock to battle Orton, Batista and Ric Flair in a handicap match. Number 4. Nanzo and the 2005 Royal Rumble. The 2005 Royal Rumble proved an embarrassing experience, as Nanzo didn't even make it to the ring to participate in the event. While he was spared the pain of a beatdown like some of the superstars on our list, he was coerced by an angry Kurt Angle into giving up his number for the Rumble. Kurt Angle dared Nanzo to fight him for the number after grabbing it from him, but Nanzo wisely backed off. Despite coming in at number 20, Angle lasted an embarrassingly short 37 seconds as Shawn Michaels dumped him out of the ring. Number 5. Curtis Axel, the 2015 Royal Rumble. Like most Rumbles, the 2015 edition featured several surprises, including Bubba Ray Dudley and the Boogeyman showing up for the event. The biggest surprise, however, turned out to be the one on Curtis Axel, who entered at number 6, but never made it into the match thanks to a blindside attack by Eric Rowan. Rowan absolutely annihilated Axel with a Wyatt family-worthy performance. As you may recall, the Wyatt family had gone their separate ways in 2014, so it was every man for himself. Rowan entered the match and confronted Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, attacking Wyatt, but he got nowhere. Axel's appearance proved just how important it is not only to keep from getting eliminated from the ring, but how important it is to make it into the ring so you can compete. Number 6. Ty Dillinger, the 2018 Royal Rumble. In 2017, NXT star Ty Dillinger appeared at his Royal Rumble. NXT star Ty Dillinger appeared at the Royal Rumble, staying in the match for over 5 minutes before falling to the power of the Monster Among Men. By the 2018 Rumble, Dillinger was a performer on the Blue brand and ready to make his mark in the Rumble. Sadly for Dillinger, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had other plans, double-teaming him into submission, with Zayn taking Dillinger's place. Zayn came in at the number 10 spot, lasting nearly 7 minutes until he was eliminated by Shinsuke Nakamura, the superstar he would manage just a year later. Dillinger's performance was reflective of most of his WWE career, which led to him asking for and getting his release in early 2019. Dillinger now works in AEW as Shawn Spears. Number 7. RTruth 2019 Royal Rumble. 2019 seemed to be RTruth's year to win the Rumble, with years of experience ready to take him all the way through the match and win the Rumble at last. Who we kidding? RTruth's chances were about the same as ever, being slim and none, but the WWE's 48/7 European champion never made it into the match thanks to a brutal attack by Nia Jax. Jax beat down RTruth and took his place, the always in demand 30th spot. Jax eliminated Mustafa Ali and looked to be a significant threat to the remaining contestants, knocking Randy Orton down and then clobbering Rey Mysterio. However, a superkick from Dolph Ziggler, a 619 by Rey, and an RKO by the Viper Randy Orton softened her up enough for Orton and Mysterio to send her packing. Jax, already known for her heavy-handed style after breaking Becky Lynch's face in late 2018, apparently also hurt RTruth when she threw him into the barricade. According to Jerry Lawler, Truth was furious, claiming Jax injured his ankle when she threw him into the barricade. During his Dinner with the King show, Lawler revealed, "This got real heat for real. She blasted poor RTruth and knocked him face first into that wall. He was hot, for real hot. They were having to hold him back there. She made it look good." But despite the rumors, Nia Jax tweeted pictures of her and Truth backstage, seemingly dispelling the rumors that Jerry Lawler had made up. It's just another example that you can't believe everything you hear, even from the wrestlers themselves. But whilst those were 7 wrestlers who had their spots stolen, we have one honorable mention, and it's your call on whether we should include this as an 8th instance of a wrestler stealing another wrestler's number. Ric Flair at the 2005 Royal Rumble. In 2005, Evolution was down to 3 members: Triple H, Batista, and Nature Boy Ric Flair. Nevertheless, the 3 posed a threat to any single entrant if they were able to assemble their forces in the ring. That year, contestants drew their number backstage with the lovely Tori Wilson and sultry Christy Hemme helping out. Ric Flair and Eddie Guerrero drew their numbers, while Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff and SmackDown General Manager Teddy Long supervised things. Flair stepped in first, citing his status as 16-time world champion. The Nature Boy smiled when he saw his number, while Eddie was clearly unhappy with his draw. Being the good sport that he is, Latino Heat congratulated Flair, hugging him and walking off. Meanwhile, Flair gleefully displayed his number, with everyone in the room wondering why he was so happy. Flair looked, realizing Guerrero had somehow switched numbers. Thankfully for Flair, Teddy Long was able to get the number back before Flair and the rest of Evolution pummeled Eddie to the ground. Too bad for Eddie because he ended up entering in first, while Flair had the much coveted 30 spot. It didn't matter for either man though, as this was Batista's year and he won the Royal Rumble, albeit after Mr. McMahon had to restart the match when Cena and Batista accidentally eliminated themselves from the ring. Batista would go on to defeat Triple H at WrestleMania 21 for the World Heavyweight Championship. Looking at these stolen numbers shows the WWE's fast and loose approach to the Rumble's rules, with wrestlers able to take another wrestler's place with seemingly no repercussions. Keep in mind that we haven't looked at instances where wrestlers were attacked and never made it into the Rumble. We've already done a video on that. But there you have it guys, 7 wrestlers who stole a spot in the Royal Rumble. Do you remember any of these pre-match beatdowns? Do you think it's likely to happen this year? Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.